All praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Rakar Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elected nation of Israel. And this is going to be a video on how a lot of these YouTubers, a lot of these Jakes in the world, all they really care about is trying to become famous, man. And they don't care if they have to side along with Esau in order to get that money, right? As long as they can get that money, as long as they can get that bag, they don't give a shit about their own heritage. They don't give a shit about their own people. They could care less as long as at the end of it, the thing that they end up receiving is some money, right? And you've got this video here by the No Fugazi podcast where he sided with this Edomite, to scoff against the Israelite doctrine, right? And he's complaining and saying that it's racist and all of this, right? But these men are supposed to be guys that they talk about this red pill stuff. These are supposed to be men that are supposedly red pill, which is about talking about the truth that's going on in the world. And it's about telling to single black women, single black mothers and all that, single moms, women that are acting like hoes but expecting a high value man, women that ain't worthy of a high value man, this and a that and a this and a that. It's about making them have accountability. But this nigga didn't want to give Esau no accountability for all the wickedness that his people have did on the earth. He didn't want to give him that. And he's complaining about racism and all of that from our side. But what about Esau's racism? People try and make out like the reason why we have an anger and a hatred towards Esau isn't justified, as if he never did nothing to us. Like we're like the person that's the victim is supposed to just accept the cries of mercy from the person that harmed them. No, we don't have to, man. Right? And it's the spirit that this guy ended up doing a video against Hebrew Israelites, showing that he's a demon. Because I remember I was watching a video by Apostle Vakar not long ago, and I think he was with some of the elders and the brothers from the Dallas camp, right? And he specifically said about this guy, this Cooley guy. He said, "Yeah, I watch some of his videos." This is me paraphrasing what the apostle said. He said, "Yeah, I watch some of his videos and all stuff like that, but fuck him too, because he's a nigger too, man. And here's the evidence." So it shows that the spirit's on men to know that people are demons in this world, man. And this nigga, just like most of these YouTube mans, ain't shit, man. And they're just all about trying to get the bag. And he had the nerve to put on as the title that he destroyed the Hebrew Israelites when he said of his own mouth, he don't know the Bible. And this is one of the scriptures he tried to go to in this if you can even call it a debate, because like this guy don't know shit. You know what I mean? He don't know shit, man. And he's trying to apply logic to a book that people walk on water in. You know what I mean? You think you're gonna always be able to apply logic and ask for proof when the book that this is, people walk on water in this. People get swallowed whole by big, large fishes. People heal people from the dead. People heal people that couldn't see from their birth. You know what I mean? But man, I got the nerve to be trying to expect that they're gonna be able to have proof on all of these things. No, you're not gonna be able to. So he read Romans 9:29, and I'm gonna read it. It says, "But he is a Jew which is one inwardly, and circumcision is that of the heart, in the spirit, and not in the letter, whose praise is not of men, but of God." Right? Now, people always try and read this verse as if that's talking about anyone can be a Jew. Right? When people clearly have a lineage. And the same people that will read this Bible verse to an Israelite and try and say, well, but anyone can be a Jew. These same exact people will ask us to provide DNA proof that we're Israelite, but according to what they're saying, anyone can be a Jew. So as if I do a DNA test according to these people's mind, then if I do a DNA test and it turns out that I'm not a Jew one day, but then I pass whatever filtration process they think, well, now the next time I do it should change then, because now I'm a Jew, but I wasn't before, but now I am. But would that be what would happen? No. And why would we go to some heathen scumbags and try and have them tell us our nationality through a DNA test when they never wanted to just tell us who we are without the DNA test? And this Andrew Wilson guy, he's a straight up Edomite, man. And he's not nowhere near as smart as he thinks he is, man. Not at all. He was asking these two Israelite brothers, he was asking them to prove any prophecies that they've ever did and write them, like, and saying, oh, have you got any prophecy that you ever wrote down and then proved that it happened? Like, as if that would actually prove to him that they're prophets. You know what I mean? Like, these guys are clowns. But let me read this. Romans chapter 2 and verse 25. For circumcision verily profiteth, if thou keep the law. But if thou be a breaker of the law, thy circumcision is made uncircumcision. So this is talking about two different Israelites. An Israelite that's circumcised and an Israelite that's not circumcised. And what was happening here is that there was Israelites that were physically circumcised, but they were boasting over other Israelites that weren't physically circumcised. Verse 26, therefore, if the uncircumcision keep the righteousness of the law, because despite what people might believe, an Israelite cannot be circumcised according to the law. What is circumcision according to the law? It's being circumcised on the 8th day of your life, right? It's about being circumcised on the 8th day of your life, man. And what about the women of the nation of Israel? Would they be circumcised? No, they would. No, they wouldn't. So when it's talking about the circumcision is of the mind, and someone's a Jew inwardly, he's talking about a person that's an Israelite, right? It's about what's happening in the inside. It's not about no carnal outward things that they can try and say, oh, see, I'm better Israelite than you. But these people don't know nothing. And they've got the nerve to admit that they're not a biblical scholar, to admit that they don't really study the Bible, right? But then they think that they can just come along and talk and try and debate people on the Bible that have been knowing about the Bible for tens of years longer than them and really studying it, though. Not like the way our Christianity does, really studying it. Like, the nerve of these people. But you know that this guy would never try and go on and try and start, would never try and go and start trying to debate Jordan Peterson. He'd never go on and start running his mouth to Jordan Peterson, and telling him about this and telling him about it. He wouldn't even do it to Piers Morgan, this guy. He'd shut his mouth. If he was on a back and forth, he'd shut his mouth and he'd be listening intently to whatever they're saying, man. But when it's his own people, then he's a clown. And he had the nerve to even say that Gorilla Hebrew is a white boy. Now, as much as people don't like and might have a grievance with some of the things that this Gorilla Hebrew guy does here, we ain't never said that he's a white boy, because he's clearly not. He clearly does not look like a so-called white man. Look at that Edomite on the left-hand side of the screen, and then look at Gorilla Hebrew. Obviously, he doesn't look like a so-called white man. You know what I mean? But this Jake, like this Fugazi guy, he was just being a clown the whole podcast, man. Just being a complete clown. Our people are demons, man. And that's why, as much as we can say about Eve, and there's a numerous amount of videos about Eve, Jake's a demon too. Jake's a wicked ass demon too, man. And he's got the spirit of Eve on him. He's just as bad as her in a lot of cases. And he ain't got no accountability and doesn't ever want to give Esau no accountability, man. Caping for Esau. Romans chapter 2 and verse 26. Therefore, if the uncircumcision keep the righteousness of the law, shall not his uncircumcision be counted for circumcision? And shall not uncircumcision, which is by nature, because it's natural to be uncircumcised, if it fulfill the law, judge thee, who by the letter and circumcision doth transgress the law. And the thing is, this Fugazi guy, he never read them verses. He didn't ever want to read those verses. He just kept reading Romans 2 and 29. Showing that these guys, they've got arrogance, man, because they think that the Hebrew Israelites are just a bunch of niggas that didn't graduate school, right? Or these are just a bunch of niggas that didn't graduate, they're remedial, right? And he kept saying these $5 words, escapotopology, all that bullshit, escapotomology, fucking bullshit, right? Y'all ain't listening to that escapot. Like, he sounded like one of them conscious niggas, man, when he was on there. You know what I mean? Probably Googled the word before, and then now he just keeps saying it. And that's some of the worst things to happen to some of these Jakes as well, man, for them to learn a big word, man, and they just start spamming the word off, man. Overly using it, man. This is ubiquitous. Oh man, this is oblivious. Just talk normal, man. And that's why the apostles even tell us to just talk normal, man. You don't need to go on a hype. It sounded like what does the apostle say, man? James Scorby, whoever that is. You know what I mean? James Scorby or something like that, man. Michael Scorby, James Scorby, whoever it is. I don't know who that is. Maybe if I hear him say it again, I'll look it up when he says the name. Verse 27. And shall not uncircumcision, which is by nature, if it fulfill the law, judge thee, who by the letter and circumcision dost transgress the law? For he is not a Jew, which is one outwardly, neither is that circumcision which is outward in the flesh, meaning that you getting circumcised on the 8th day doesn't mean that you're really actually circumcised according to the way that Yahweh wants you to be. Right? That don't mean that you're actually circumcised. And that's what I mean. Like, man, it's mad how much of a coon some of these Jakes are, man. This guy's, I swear this guy said, but I don't swear, but I'm pretty sure this guy said that he's like 6'4" and all that. Some big time, some big guy and that, some tall up guy. But mate, you shooking and jiving, dancing for Esau? For some little dweeb Edomite like this? That really don't like you either? You know what I mean? He don't like you, but some of you Jakes are such coons that you don't, like, imagine if you'd won a lottery ticket, yeah? And you're looking at your lottery numbers and you see that you've won the lottery ticket, right? And then someone comes by and like, oh, that's not a real 7. That's fake. That's a fake ticket. That's not a real 7. You glued that down. Oh, that's not a real, prove that's a real lottery ticket. That's what these people are doing when they're trying to ask you, when they're trying to basically say that your people ain't the Israelites. You've got a lottery ticket to get the best things ever on earth. And someone's coming by and trying to tell you, nah, you ain't won, but everyone's got a winning lottery ticket, because I've got a lottery ticket with them same numbers on as well. And then they pull out a piece of paper from their pocket that they've wrote down them numbers on there after they've seen the lottery ticket numbers, and then they're trying to compare that to your lottery ticket. That's real. And all the proof that you've got that you really got the actual lottery ticket. And they're like, oh, but everyone can win the lottery. That's the kind of comparison that you can make with when these Edomites, all of a sudden now, everyone's cursed. All of a sudden now, everyone's cursed, man, and everyone's went through the curse of Deuteronomy 28, when the Bible says that everyone didn't go through them. But they're trying to make it be, oh, but the Bible's one thing, but then real life's another, as it, oh, everyone, well, okay. Where in the Bible does it say that everyone went through the curses? Prove that. Fucking prove it, man. You people are out here running your mouths, chatting shit, but you can't prove none of the things that you're saying. You're asking us to prove that we're prophets and saying all of this and saying all of that. But anything that we was to say, you ain't going to believe anyway. But 1 second, and I'm going to say something that hasn't happened yet, that when it happens, what are you people going to say then? Romans chapter 2 and verse 29. But he is a Jew which is one inwardly, and circumcision is that of the heart in the spirit, and not in the letter, whose praise is not of men, but of God. Which that don't mean that anyone can be a Jew. It means in comparison of two Israelites, right? The one that's acting like a Jew properly is the one that's doing the things that Israelites are supposed to be doing. And it begins within him, and then it's going to show outwardly. As in his actions, in the things that he does. All these people talking about content and character. This Edomite on the left was making points all over the place and was talking like he just knows what he's talking about. Ad hoc, post hoc, and all this, right? And then Captain Tazariak looked the things up and proved that what he was saying doesn't even make any sense. And what he's applying it to, he was chatting shit, and he was even going into how this Edomite guy was trying to say stuff like, oh, you can't go into the Bible and read a verse and then try and just apply it to things that have happened. But Captain Tazariak pointed out to him that when Yahushua was born, didn't they do that? And he had to say, yeah, they did. But then he was trying to be like, well, it's okay for them to do it, but not you. But guess what, though? Back in the time of when these things happened, people wouldn't have believed it then, when they were saying it. You dummies. This is Matthew chapter 2 and verse 1. Now, when Yahushua was born in Bethlehem of Judea, in the days of Herod the king, behold, there came wise men from the east to Jerusalem, saying, where is he that is to be born, King of the Jews? We have seen his star in the east, and are come to worship him. When Herod the king heard of these things, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. And when he had gathered all the chief priests and scribes of the people together, he commanded of them where Hamashiach should be born. And they said unto him, in Bethlehem of Judea, for thus it is written by the prophet, and thou, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, art not the least of the princes of Judah, for out of thee shall come a governor that shall rule my people Israel. So they've read something that was already written down and applied it to what was happening now. They did that. So therefore we can read Deuteronomy 30 and say, and it shall come to pass when ye have gone through all the blessings and the curses which I have commanded thee this day, right? And ye shall call them to mind among all the nations we have scattered thee, that we can apply that to us and say the Hebrew Israelites, right, are the only ones that are saying that we're under the curses. You'll only notice that everyone else only says that they're under the curses whenever we say that we are, but they have to try and apply it to things going way back. We can talk about it now. We can say now we're under the curses, man. We're the ones that have to go to our enemy for the want of all things. These Edomites think that because their elites, right, are making them poor, that's them having to go to their enemy for the want of all things. No, it would be if you had to go to us. You know what I mean? It would be if you was poor and we was above you, then you could start doing some crying and complaining. But when you look up and see who's oppressing you, you see the same ugly Edomite face as what you see when you look in the mirror yourself. You see a face that looks similar to your ugly face, man. When we look up, we see a face that's an ugly Edomite face, man. We don't see one of our own people doing it. Unless you Edomites try and set up some shuck and jive coon like this Coolio guy, right? To really, you're giving him what to say and using him as the face to say these things. Because that's what happened here more than likely. This guy was with the, I'm gonna set up a debate with the Israelites. You're gonna back me up, Esau. You're gonna back me up, Esau, my father. I'm of my father, the devil. You're gonna back me up. Yeah, we'll back you up. We're gonna secretly feed you scriptures. Yeah, and this guy's gonna only use like 4 scriptures, Acts 10 and 34. Like this guy just kept saying, he's mad. This guy kept saying Acts 10 and 34, and I'm thinking, mate, do you even know what you're talking about? You're saying it, but do you know what you're talking about though, fam? And then this will be the same guy telling so-called black women that they ain't worthy, that they ain't this and they ain't that, bunning them out. But what about how you're going on like a woman yourself? He's talking about, oh, you wouldn't say this and you wouldn't say that to my face to people and all that. But maybe they would say it to your face though. And Hebrew Israelites do say whatever they want to say to people's face. To be honest with you, they actually do say things that they want to say to people's face. But that's the problem with our people. They think that just because they're 6'4", that someone's gonna be scared of them. But guess what? A man that's 5'9" can punch up a man that's 6'4"'s face off. It can happen. It can happen, and it does happen. You know what I mean? A man that's 5'5" can beat up a man that's 6'4". You being tall don't mean that people are gonna be scared of you. Like, I don't know what you think this is. I don't know why our people really think that they're some all Jakes, man. As soon as they got some height to them, a lot of the time in this world, they think that there's some mighty man. But that's not what makes you a mighty man, though. What makes you a mighty man is actually testing it out for real, man. But hey, maybe I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, innit? Maybe, right? Now, let me get this. Because our people, man, they're absolutely sickening, man. And I can see why Yahweh is going to destroy them, man. You would think that these guys that talk all this red pill stuff, you would think that they'd be like, man, on certain talking points of these things, certain things, and they'd be like, yeah, I'm rocking with that. But they're actually some of the biggest coons going. It's absolutely disgusting. Like, they're just so desperate for Esau's love. It's sickening. Like, this guy was just chatting, this Edomite guy was just chatting shit. If you watch this, and I recommend watching some of it at least, if you watch it, you'll see how these people are just chatting shit. Just chatting shit and didn't really want to use the Bible to make their points. They wanted to use the Bible to try and scoff and prove that men ain't this and men ain't that. But when they wanted to make a point, then I'm not using Bible, I'm using logic. Well, if it's a debate about the Bible, you're supposed to use the Bible, you dickhead. Because that's what the debate's about. You're not supposed to use your own vain heart, dummy. You're meant to use what's in the Bible. And some things that are in the Bible are not logical. Where's the logic in a man walking on water? Who the hell you ever seen do that in the world, man? Where's the logic in a stick turning into a snake and eating another stick that was turned into a snake? Where's the logic in that? Where's the logic in the Red Sea, in the Gulf of Suez, being split right down the middle, and men and women and children being able to walk right across? Where's the logic in that? Where's the logic in all of the Egyptians receiving a plague of the firstborn and all the firstborn children just dying? And that's to be believed if you believe in the Bible. Where's the logic in that? Where's the logic in the whole earth being flooded by water and one family are able to survive that by a boat that their father made? Where's the logic in that? Where's the logic in a man wrestling with an angel and he dislocating his hip and him still holding on for dear life saying, I'm not letting you go till you bless me? Where's the logic in that? You people want to talk logic. Where's the logic in all of that? But these are things that you're supposed to believe if you say you believe in the Bible, all right? All the miracles that the Messiah did. Where's the logic in that? Who have you ever seen do them things in real life now? But people want to talk about logic. And these people want to believe that if they met Yahweh Shai in times past when he walked the earth, that they would believe in him. No. You would have been saying, we want Barabbas. This nigga Cooley, he would have been saying, give me Barabbas. He would have been saying, he would have been watching Yahweh Shai on the cross dying in pain, and he would have said, well, he says he's the Messiah, right? So let him save himself. Or he would have been like the nigga that was next to him, man, saying, save yourself, and while you're at it, save me. He wouldn't have been like the other man that was next to him saying, yo, shut the fuck up, man, because we deserve to be here. Because we did the things that we did to end up here. He didn't do the things that he did to end up here. He's innocent. So you should be scared of God. Most of these YouTube niggas are demons, man. And I hope all y'all niggas get demonetized, man. Straight up. And then we'll see how much you want to suck the white man off when that happens. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 25. Because the foolishness of God is wiser than men, and the weakness of God is stronger than men. For you see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called, but you have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and you have chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty. Like some of you guys are gassed up because you've got a little money saved up in that year. You finally got in that high value man that this world talks about now, that high value man class, right? And you're thinking it's always going to be that way, but guess what? You see these stocks and these crypto and all this stuff that you've got, that can go like that. That can evaporate in a day, you know. It can happen. Like, I know you guys don't think it could, that money can just disappear straight away. It can go. All the money that you guys boast in, it can go. And if you actually did your research and knew what was going on in the world, you'd know that the financial situation is getting ready to be drastically changed, man. Drastically changed. There's certain different things, even in the crypto world and all this stuff, there's certain different cryptos that was not of a certain value before, but now they've increased in a certain value, and these things are connected to particular technologies that are going to be placed in humans' bodies. But when you guys hear about that stuff, you're thinking, okay, I'm just going to buy that and hold the line. And then, mate, all right. But eventually that money's going to be a snare onto you. And you guys that are so desperate and value everything based on your money, right? You're going to sell out, man. You will. Guys like this, guys like Anton Daniels, they'll sell out quick, man. Because they don't want to be what they think that everyone else is that doesn't have money. Dusty, right? They don't want to be dusty. You know this guy isn't getting his hair cut like every 2 or 3 weeks, man. Look at that lineup, man. That Egyptian lineup. You know what I mean? He's got one of the most worldly hairstyles you'll see. You know what I mean? Verse 28. Verse 27. But God, 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 27. But God have chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and you have chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty, and the base things of the world, and the things which are despised, have Yahweh chosen, yea, and things which are not, to bring to naught things that are. And that's why everyone thinks whenever they see the Israelites that they can just come by and, I'll just read like 4 scriptures and prove their doctrine wrong with 4 scriptures. And I'm going to ignore every single scripture that they say to me. And I'm just going to read some lovey-dovey scripture. But then I'm not going to mention how both scriptures that are in the Bible can be true at the same time. They do it. Hebrew Israelites do it. Hebrew Israelites mention how they believe the scripture that the Christian tries to bring out, or whatever scoffer tries to bring out, that's talking about God loving everybody. We let it be clear. We don't believe that that's talking about every single person. We believe it's talking about all, as in all Israel. Clear. But they don't let us know how the scriptures that clearly mention other nations being hated can be true, and the scriptures that they're trying to bring out about God loving everyone can be true at the same time. How can both things be true? But then you have to know that these will be the same guys. I've saw both of these guys talking down to hoes, right? But they'll be telling women to take accountability and all that. But they was acting like the hoes that they talk about. Both of them. Stumbling under their tongue, acting like hoes, acting like bitches. You know what I mean? Well, maybe you should have wrote it down in it, mate. How is writing down something today and then it happens tomorrow, proving that you're a prophet? You know what I mean? That's not that hard. You could write down, oh, Deborah's gonna go to Asda's and she's gonna buy a loaf of bread and it's gonna be Hovis, right? And she's gonna go out buy some milk and she's gonna buy a carton of 6 eggs, right? And the shopping bill is gonna come up to less than £30. And then you show, see, Deborah, I told you was gonna go and buy shopping and it was gonna, mate, how's that proving that you're a prophet? What's gonna prove that men were prophets is that we're telling you people right now, and fucking listen up, nigga. Right? This is what we're telling you motherfuckers in this world, man. Right? We're telling you people. And Salaki, if you're a person that's not a scoffer and you hear this video, man, I ain't saying this like this to you. But these people of the world, they're annoying. Right? What's going to prove that we're telling the truth is that we're telling you people on the earth, get ready, because the day is coming where every single person on earth is going to have to be forced to take a technological device in their body that can go in there, either their hand or their head. And this technological device is going to cause for people to be able to buy and sell. And if you refuse it, well, then you ain't going to be able to be part of the buying and selling. So you like go, oh, he's got a chain on right there. You can see it, right? Hiding behind a microphone, right? You ain't going to be able to get that chain. Oh, he likes getting lineups. Oh, well, you ain't going to be able to go to your barber and get your lineup. You know, your favorite barber that might come to your house and that. You ain't going to be able to go to them. No, you ain't going to be able to do that. You know, your car that you might think you got and it's ripping and that. You're whipping your car. You ain't going to be able to use that car because you ain't going to be able to put no fuel in it without getting that karogma. These are the things that's going to prove that we was telling the truth to you people, man. And I'm going to get the prophecy right now that speaks about it. So that when these things happen, you people can't say, oh, nah, but this is happening. Well, but anyone, and even here's the thing though, these wicked demons in the world are still going to not want to believe that this is happening because of something in the Bible. Even though enough people have been told about the mark of the beast prophecy, man. Enough people have been told about it. But they're still not going to want to believe when this happens that it's happening because of what's written in the Bible thousands of years ago. They're going to still chat shit. And they're going to justify in their mind taking it. So I'm supposed to be a dusty nigga? Nah, fuck that. I'm going to take one. They're going to justify it, man. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the charagma, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Right? You people that love this fast life, this fat life in the fast lane, and that you've boasting and you think you need money and all that, and you've got these watches and this and this that. All right, but that stuff's gonna become a snare unto you eventually, man. And that's why it's almost a good thing, man, if you catch some L's in this world in regard to money, because it allows you to understand loss. Right? It's a good thing if you're not even that good financially stable in this world, to where you can make up a good amount of savings, and it's almost a good thing, man. It will be annoying to you when you're going through it and you're having to be paycheck to paycheck, but at least you won't end up like these demons, right? Prepared to throw your whole nationality, your whole lineage under the bus, right? Siding with Edomites that would never give you the time of the day anywhere else in the world. If this Edomite guy knew about some financial thing that's gonna really change this Cooley guy's life, he ain't gonna tell you. He ain't gonna tell you about that, I don't believe. Now, maybe if he heard this now, he'd do it just to try and, you know what I mean? But he wouldn't really want to tell you. He wouldn't bring you in. He wouldn't be a guarantor and all that if you needed some help. He ain't gonna try and help you like that. He's just using this as a professional thing to try and get his channel up, man. Because he see maybe you've got more people on your channel subscribers than him, so he's trying to get up on your channel. You know what I mean? You guys are clowns, man. You can talk about all this, I'm with the smoke and all of that. Well, let's see how much you're with the smoke when the day of the Lord's wrath comes then. Since you think you're so tough, just wait till you see the kind of people that Yahweh's going to set up to come up against you, man. Since you're so desperate to talk about how you're tough and that, and you're so desperate, where's the proof of you being so tough, though? Why don't you just become an MMA fighter then, since you're such a bad man, innit? Get ranked, become a millionaire, fight in the UFC or something, man. Fight in the boxing ranks. Why don't you go train yourself up? Maybe you might be able to whoop one of these fighters' ass and get yourself a couple of million. Why don't you do that? All you guys that want to talk about how you this and you that. Yeah, right, man. You guys are only quick to talk all of that when it's your own people. But when it's Esau, you don't talk like that. So behave yourself, man. You damn niggas. I'm gonna end the video there, man. I'm tired of you Jakes, man. And I can see why Yahweh's gonna kill so many of our people, man, because they're a bunch of demons, man. Right? And it's coming out every single day how much of a big sellouts our people are, man. And we can see how our people would have been begging to go back to Egypt for melons. He would have been one of them. He would have been one of the kind of people that in ancient Egypt would have been begging to go back for melons and leeks. He wouldn't have wanted to walk through the wilderness. He would have wanted to get them leeks, man, leaking it off. Them onioning it off. Them cucumbering it off, man. Yamming up melons, man. With quail in his teeth. Know what I mean? He would have been one of those. Our people are demons, man, and this is why let me get this last scripture, man. I can see why Yahweh is gonna sort our people out, man. I can see why. Because this guy is talking about I don't care about whether I'm an Israelite, but then you're telling Israelites to prove that they are. But now let's see you, since you're such a man of proof, right? Let's see you now get a so-called Jewish person on your YouTube channel as well and ask them the same questions. Because you're a red pill, right? You're about truth and you're about accountability. So how about you or you could do it like this. Do a video asking a so-called Jewish person the same questions, yeah? And then also do a video where an Israelite and a so-called Jewish person is on there and ask them both the same questions at the same time to prove their things and see if that person that you think's the one that can prove it is able to prove it. Or is he going to be saying, I don't think I need to prove it, and talking about all this history that they've got going back, but not show you it? You know what I mean? He ain't going to show you the things that you're asking the Israelite to show you. But you people are scared to do that. And another thing I noticed about this guy, right, is he had a video up. Man. That was said something about him debating a race hustler, and he's took it down. If I'm not mistaken, he took the video down, man. Right? He took the video down, and he's more than likely going to do some more videos like this because he's about the views. He's about trying to get the views, but all he's doing is bringing us curse onto himself, man. This is Amos chapter 9 and verse 10. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say that evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. And that's what guys like this think. We already know Esau is going to get it. We already know. But Jake's going to get it too, man. Eve's going to get it. We already know. We already speak about Eve loads too, but Jake's wicked as hell too, man. The men of our nation are wicked as hell too. And they're quick to want Eve to have accountability. But then Jake don't want Esau to have accountability, some of them. They're quick to talk about how the so-called black woman's ruined the neighborhood and ruined this and ruined that. But who made her have the power to ruin the neighborhood? Who made her have the power to do that, man? But anyway, just watch, man. A lot of our people, man, we can see why they're gonna get what they're gonna get, man. We can see why. Shalom to the nation of Israel. But Yahweh's gonna get these people, man. Shalom.